Well, I think it's time to turn on the backup. Finally, we've got a little bit of a conundrum here where we need to start shoving a little bit more bauxite into things. Hello, everybody. This is Frogman. Welcome back to Captain of Industry. I've done a lot of work in between episodes, kind of getting a couple of things sorted. And I know last week was kind of a little off because I only managed to do a couple of episodes. It was kind of one of those... the way the week was working, we were going to get a little bit of work done, and that was all that was going to happen. So good. He's finally making it in here. I think we're about out in our bauxite mine as far as trying to take care of the various things. Where is it? It's up here. Yeah, he's got 200 and however many years left, and we're chewing through as much as we can possibly drag off the map. So if we notice over here, and I guess I need to probably pause that belt again, we'll just pause this time. There's a belt coming in from over here that comes all the way over here and goes all the way over there and across the backside of the, well, our scrubbing system, and all the way over here to a nice big loose storage, well, the loose storage number 3, that then comes down all the way to another train station. I stuck another train station in, and 2 more trains all the way the heck down here, and we are now finally mining this little bit of aluminum that is sitting over here, the bauxite ore that's over there. So we at least have that working for us now, and this is slowly but surely going to dig into this pile of aluminum that's over here. I've got to get down to the bottom. I'm just going to kind of dig down to the bottom and go sideways and then dig backwards, I think, or whatever. All of these deposits out here are fairly deep, so it costs a little bit, but there we go. That was what I was hoping to work on and get done for today's episode. The last big end thingy, non-repeatable research is finally over with and or done. We now have the space probes, the asteroid boosters, all of that is now done. So everything else over here, as far as I know, from here over to this, and from these up here, is all repeatable research based on how much stuff we can manage to throw into the system, which is amazing. So while we're sitting here, while we're playing around, I want to do a real quick look-see over and everything else, because I think we finally got this thing to where it's capable of running stably. As long as I don't build anything, I can turn on all of my research now, I think, other than I need to do one little teeny tiny adjustment, and we can go ahead and start just knocking out those little problems. Now, I do continue to have little problems here. What is wrong with you? Why are you no happy? Why are you down here? You have all the room in the world to dump. Oh, I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to go over here and dump. Right. I've just been kind of fiddling with this sand pit just for the giggles of it. There's an awful lot of sand still buried in this corner, so I've just been kind of slowly but surely moving this wall this direction. It's been kind of interesting, I suppose. So we need to go ahead and work on making the wall move a little bit more. Apologies once again. Let's see. I need to go... There we go. That'll get them to work. That's fine. Cool. Just need to make sure we're not digging up our current wall as it sits. All right, cool. Anyhow, so that should take care of his problem. There we go. Nice. High supply of graphite. There's going to be a couple little things that I think I want to try to do here probably fairly soon, and I know I keep saying I need to upgrade this mess. I'm contemplating putting at least 2 arc furnaces in both the steel and the copper production just to try to eat up some of the new products that we're making here. Mainly this stuff, because we do have a fair amount of it, and it's definitely doing the work. Plus, that would also cut down a little bit on some of the coal that we're using, because we're definitely cramming a bunch of coal through things. So what I want to do today, again, I'm going to let things settle out a little bit. We've been doing nothing but fight with this thing for a while, and I've been kind of just sitting here playing with it, having a little bit of fun, trying to understand its processes and how things go. I do have both of them on regular +1 times enrichment, so we're doing 16 blanket fuel here and 8 blanket fuel here when it can run. I'm not making that much because we're kind of letting things work out a little bit. The MOX rods finally ran out. We finally used up all of the spent MOX, so this can now become fission product storage, and I believe I've even cut most of that stuff out. This is slowed down because we, again, are not making all of the current problem here where we're only making half of what our production is. So, again, everything's just kind of working really well. We've got all this stuff done, and again, I threw a couple of these, I threw some more stuff down here to try to just let this one run, and I may end up going ahead and just building the whole thing out like this, and then periodically, as we need the parts, which we're going to start needing the parts today, toggling them on and off and doing the things that we need to do. So, with all of the fun things over with and or done, again, I want to kind of let everything just settle down. We did a whole lot of research, and that was, I forget, 25,000, something like that, 25, I don't even know if they tell you once you finish it. 23,000 asteroids research. Now, again, the question here is, once we're done, and I guess once we figure this out, once we're done with this, does that mean the production of me needing to ship the purple circuits, do we stop making purple circuits at this point, like these right here? Do we stop making the electronics for? Do we stop sending them to space? And do we now just use the space stations specifically for the Unity and the research bonus efficiency that it gives us? Because that 25% efficiency is amazing. Anyhow, we'll play with that as it goes. They're going to need to launch a rocket and put some food up there fairly soon. Why are you waiting? Oh, yeah, it's because they're not quite all the way down. I have not started to make the other rockets because, in all reality, I am honestly not interested in spending the cost on them. For what you get out of them, I'm not interested in spending the cost on them when these two currently are functioning. Now, granted, yeah, I'm probably wasting more resources by building one rocket, but I mean, if it's working, I don't know why I would change, at least at this point. I would understand that maybe the reason why we want to use the other rockets is depending on how many maybe probes or whatever we need to be able to get up into the air. Supposedly, maybe that's going to be the thing. And I think we now have enough storage to do what we've got going on over here just fine. So, what I need to do today is we need to go ahead and kick on the production of the probes so that we can start sending them up into space and figuring out what in the world we're supposed to do in order to be able to pull an asteroid down, which means I need to turn on a bunch of stuff. One thing that I did do, and I realized that I was being rather stupid about it before we kind of run away here very quickly, I guess I can close this, is that I was using the enriched uranium-20, plugging that into a chemical plant using the enriched uranium-20 into with salt and blanket to do this recipe, when this is just a kind of a waste of a step. Actually, it's excessive steps as far as that went. So I just went ahead and plugged in 2 more of these enrichment plants to do the exact same thing, except that this time, instead of, I mean, it's the same process. It's the exact same process. You get the same stuff out of it. It's just that we're using less power here than this thing would use as far as those go. So I just kind of turned those on to be able to make some of the core fuel. However, I think at this point, our pipes are as full as they need to be, or they've been going down whichever way. We need to start getting back onto the production of making a lot of blanket fuel. So I've got these guys running wide open, but they need more stuff. So we're going to go ahead, now that we're done doing science, I'm going to pause that line right there and turn this one into the 3 times and wind it all the way up so that it goes to making all of the blanket fuel we can. This one, I'm going to tell it, no more. No more, no more, no more, you stop. Because I want to put all of that stuff into this one. So, at least for right now, that's what I want to do. So we're going to run you like this. Now, this thing's going to make 384 steam at 8 core fuel per minute, which is amazing. And it's going to save us a little bit on things. Yeah, granted, I've got an awful lot of blanket fuel in that. Actually, what I need to do while I'm thinking about it, where is the connection? I need to redo this so I can just pause these as I so fit. Is that it? Yes, I think that is the blanket fuel in. I really, really should have done a better job with this, but again, it is just what it is. You guys do me the favor, finish using up what's in here so that you can make this, because that's 216 fuel that we need to eat up and put into the system. This one will now be able to get all of the stuff that'll come in here once we start doing this, and we're going to go ahead and turn main plant on. and start making a lot of blanket fuel, because we need to start making a lot of this stuff. So the things that we're going to care about today, at least for today, are the probes. So space probe parts, we want to be able to craft these today. So that's going to be electronics 4. So that's where the electronics 4 is going to continue to come in to play. It's going to take 12 of those, 2 plutonium, and 16 composite cores to make 8 space probes. I'm assuming that we then load into the air, or into a ship, and do whatever, a thing. How many of these are we making? I know I remember saying we overmade these by a lot. Yeah, we overmade those by a lot. So you're going to want 16 of those every time. How many of those are we making? Where are we? Oh, I guess I should step on that before we go anywhere else. The other thing that I did do when the gold ran out, and before we lose it, the gold is completely out of here. We did manage to get the causeway built over to here. I'm just going to enlarge it, or at least make it wider, so that we can maybe build our little mining plant right here. I went ahead and did the thing, which was I went ahead and turned a contract on for the servers to gold. This is an incredibly powerful trade, because it is an awful lot of gold for the little bitty amount of servers that it takes. I am going to, however, change up the way this is working, because I don't know why I thought it was a good idea to put 2 of those in there. But yes, that's we're definitely killing it as far as making gold is concerned now. So we're fine on that. Anyhow, how much are we making? I knew there was one more thing I needed to say. How many of these are we making per minute? We are making 4. We may need to upgrade this. We may need to upgrade this a lot. So in order to upgrade this, you're making 8, which means I could double that down. You make 8, which means I can double that down. I need to double this, don't I? Can I double that? That's going to be 16 composite panels, and we are currently making... Well, we're making what it takes to keep the rockets flying, but if we're done flying rockets every second for some research... Actually, to be fair... Shut some things off. Where are you guys? For right now, I'm going to pause you two just so we can save some things. And actually, we need to look at the rest of the numbers. I don't need all of that. You do 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 that. And no. And I think I can even knock both of these down at this point. But we need our Unity to come back, because we're going to start using it. Okay, so I think we need to double up on this, which means I need to move that thing. I really should have built this a little better. We need to move that backwards. Well, let's do this. I think we're going to go ahead and set this up over here to start running so that we can empty some boxes over there. How are we doing? Are you starting to make things yet? You are. Good. And you? How much blanket fuel have we got? Is this pipe mostly full, or is it filling? See, I'm at that point again where I need to kind of babysit stuff just a little bit. No, not that. That. Okay, you're all right. You're all right. You two need to get paused, or at least one of you does. So this is going to use this one. Okay, so you need composite cores and electronics 4. You are going to be this. No, you're not. You're going to be the reactors for that. How I make reactor? Because I want to kind of put all of this in the same spot, because there are several things they're both going to use. So it needs this, and then that's going to come out of here. This is not going to become anything we keep. It will just immediately get stuffed right into the next box, which is going to be making those. Where was the other recipe that I don't need? Okay, clear that out. Where was the other one we had? No, I don't want reactors, I just want this. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and build all of that down, because they're going to share certain parts of the construction together. So let's see, you're going to need this and this, you're going to need that, that, and that, and you're going to need that, that, and that. So we're going to just build another line of containers right over here, or maybe I put them back here, something like that. I think maybe something, I don't know. And then the output will be for you there, and then your transport goes out of here into there, you into there, you into there. All right, so you're going to need the gross stuff that we don't want to put a lot of stuff out on the belt. That's as long of a belt as I wanted, excuse me, as I wanted to use. Yeah, I suppose you two guys, we'll let those run for a little while, just eat stuff. Sure. So then we just need to lay some boxes down, fill some things back up, and start making some parts. Let's get to it. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I think 4 boxes? Yeah, 4 more. I mean, I guess we could just build it right here, huh? And that one's going to be diamonds, because it's going to be on the ground. Okay.
5, 3, 2,
And 1 elevate up is going to be... And then all I need is those, which can be on the ground, I suppose. Composite panel, not composite, titanium alloy. Yeah, those can all be on the ground because they just got to go to there. And then you... Okay, so as ugly as that looks, that should be everything we need. We need to set these to keep full. Hopefully this doesn't go too crazy, because I know we're not making a lot of these and we need those specifically. How much are we using of those per minute now that everything is calmed down and we're not doing science? So composite cores. Composite core is getting... So that's interesting. As soon as you stop, huh? Am I even storing those in a box? Hang on a minute. I don't even think we're storing those in a box. Click. No, I am not. Uh-oh. That's a problem. I think we can sneak that out of there and put it over here in a box, possibly. Question mark. So if I grab you and go, you... I probably should put a balancer on that, huh? I mean, I could pull it out of here. Yeah, we'll just do this for right now. Again, I think this is one of those, this is going to be a future problem for me later. I want you about right there. Just grab it right underneath that balancer. That way, when the time comes, we're just going to build a balancer to take care of the problem. Can I do that and in? Thank you. Get built. Get built. And I think the idea is going to be we're going to let this run for a little while, see how bad it does, because this is going to be making 8 per minute. And we're going to be... Every time it launches a rocket, we're going to be chewing through this composite panel. So, I mean, it's one of those, I think I probably need to just... I mean, we're making, what is it, 32? We're making 96 per minute. That's not terrible, but we're definitely probably, when the time comes, eating it a lot faster, because these, again, they take 300 every time. Sure. Let's go see what we have going on over here. I think now that we do that... That's ready to go, that's ready to go, that's ready to go, and that's ready to go. Unpause everybody and let them build. And then you two get unpaused. Now both of these are behind the balancer, so that means they should run, which means I want to pause both of them. And I think we're okay. Yeah, we're fine. We're absolutely fine. Good enough. So we'll let that pick up and run. They'll build all these little parts. And we'll see what happens. Probably need to make sure I enable export from this one. I did. Good deal. Okay, so that's nice and full. So this dude can just cram along and go do whatever it needs to do. Boxes are filling quickly. Good. There goes making the reactors. Now this stuff luckily is not very radio reactive, so it can just sit there on that belt for all I care and play games. Although I don't know if I really want these this big. Can I, just for right now, just downgrade both of them, please? I don't want them that full. I don't think I need that much just chilling on a belt. Oh, I know. You're waiting for products. We have all kinds of products we have to worry about here. I'm hoping I'm making enough fuel. Why are you stopped? Why are you stopped? Uh-oh. Did we run out of... We can't. Oh, because I had them paused. Whoops. Hang on. I need to turn you back on, and... Where's the other one? You. Get... turned on again. Okay. Whoops. We're fine. It's alright. He'll be back in a minute. We'll take care of the problem. So you used all the stuff up in you. You don't have any more good. You can go back down to this. Save us on a little bit of core fuel, and that means everything should be coming in here that is going to be getting made as far as blanket is concerned. We do have plenty of fuel coming in. I mean, there's all those running right now, for the most part. Alright, so those are all built. Did you give us some stuff? We have a little bit. Alright, so we have a couple of space probes and a couple of these. So asteroid booster parts and a bunch of space probes. How I do this? Oh. Asteroids. No asteroids available. Send probes to search for one. Please tell me I don't need to have 360 of those things in the air. It costs 40 probes. Is that what I'm reading here? 40 probes. Okay. Well, then I'm going to shut up for a little while. We're kind of towards the end of this episode, and I think I might just either cut it right there, or maybe next time we'll play with it. It'll give us something to do with. I think that might be the best idea. I think here's what we're going to do. We're going to end it right there. I'm going to probably do a little bit of upgrading as far as producing these little composite cores. We need a bunch more, but we do have the parts that we need. I just need to make a whole heck of a lot more of those. I didn't realize it was going to be... Wow. So yeah, we need to pump a bunch of that stuff into the air to see what we can do. And this is where I understand the point comes for the better rockets, because the better rockets hold a lot more than what these do. These hold what? It's like 40? 40, and these hold 120. So yeah. Or what we could do is start doing that infinite research that just gives us one additional slot per rocket for as long as we feel like it. Right here. So I could do this one and then that one. I think I already did do that one. We did. Good. We're already up on that, which means I can start working on some of these. Yeah, these are just going to be blasted out and doing whatever we need to do as we need to do it. The system runs really well, and like I said, I wanted 500 research per minute. We're doing almost 600 with these set up the way we're doing right now. So that's pretty cool. All right, I'm going to call that there, guys. I know this is not like getting done and we're going to go there, but like I said, next time I'm going to have enough parts pieces to go see about pulling down an asteroid. I don't know which one I want to do, but we definitely need to start looking at maybe possibly moving our resources a lot closer to base, because I'm getting tired of trucking things or training things from clear the heck out here, especially for something as important a resource as that. So I will see you all next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. Cool.